What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Justin Parnell back with another competitive Dominaria draft on MTG Arena. If you'd like to see more content like this, go to youtube.com/thinktwicemtg. And if you'd like to listen to the Think Twice podcast, you can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, and Stitcher. If you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. All right, so we're going to be doing a competitive Dominaria draft. And I'm in a pretty good mood today because the day that I'm recording this is the day that Assassin's Trophy was previewed for Guilds of Ravnica. So I'm in a good happy Golgari place right now. So maybe I can open a Slime Foot or 5. I don't want to be greedy, but I feel like it's a reasonable request on this special day. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this draft. See, now this is a sign. Now I'm not gonna take this Woodland Cemetery, but this is clearly a sign that this is what it wants me to do. But what do we have? What do we have? We have a Spore Crown Ballad, which is a solid card. It's not something I really want to first pick because sometimes it just ends up being a 2/2 for 2, which I don't think is particularly good in this format. We have a Wild Onslaught, which is the closest thing that we have to Overrun. It's an instant, it's 8 mana, and it's counters instead of plus and trample. This is a solid card if you're going wide. Tiana Ship's Caretaker. I don't love red and white, and I don't really want to first pick a 2-color card that's not uber powerful. So that leaves us with probably Blink of an Eye, which I'm happy about. This card is excellent. I like Skittering Surveyor too. I think Blink of an Eye is stronger. So we're going to open with the blue bounce spell. Okay, and we are immediately rewarded. Menu Dominaria is not bad. It essentially draws you a card a couple of turns in a row, and then you get some more lands. But we're going to take Tatyova Benthic Druid. I like the Academy Journey Mage as well. I like the Windgrace Acolyte. But Tatyova is one of the stronger cards. It's one of the 2-color uncommons, which are all pretty fantastic, and this is a very good one. So maybe we can wheel one of these two. We don't really, if we're going into blue, green, and this is certainly good enough to lock us in. We're not going to really want anything else in the pack. Okay, so here we see a Diligent Excavator, which we're not really interested in. 1/3 essentially. Voldarian Arcanist, which is a solid card. I don't want too many of these because we don't always have too many spells. You're fairly creature heavy. I do like Baloth Gorger. It's probably between one of these two. We have Adventurous Impulse also, which helps us find our Tatyova. So it's really between the Gorger and the Voldalian Arcanist. So between these two, I'm going to go with the Baloth Gorger. This is ultimately the stronger card, and we do end up going big with our Tatyova, so I'll happily pick this up. Okay, we have a couple of other solid cards. We have Yavimaya Sapherd, which is a card I'm quite fond of. We have Crozen Druid, which is another card that I'm fond of. We have some okay removal. I mean, it is removal. I don't want to not call it removal. But it does leave behind a blocker, obviously. So it's essentially between the Deep Freeze, the Crozen Druid, and the Yavimaya Sapherd. I think I would rather have the Sapherd. Deep Freeze is good. Don't get me wrong, it is certainly good. It deals with stuff like this that we have, but the Sapherd is a little more aggressive, and it provides 2 blockers, so we're going to stick with that. Okay. So we have Coldwater Snapper, which is... this card goes from very bad to very good if you have the Arcane Flight to go with it. Ancient Animus is solid all around on its own. And then we have this guy again. Oh, this fairy is interesting, but we don't have any planeswalkers. So we're going to get the Ancient Animus, though. Maybe we'll will this, which I would happily pick up. Okay, so nothing really for us here. Looks like we are probably going to get this Impulse. We will certainly end up with a Tolarian Scholar or two. I'm not really interested in getting any of the colorless cards, so we'll get the Impulse here. Here's a Crozen Druid, which I don't want to say happy to pick up, but I'm fine. I'm fine picking it up. I do like this card. I wish there was something more for us in the pack. I don't really like Befuddle that much, so we'll get the Crozen Druid. Pierce the Sky is a solid sideboard card, but I'm going to go with Syncopate. Actually, I do like counterspells in this format, and since we hopefully can be in a situation where we're getting a number of lands, then maybe that'll put us in a little better spot. Landwar Scout is okay. I'd rather just have the second Adventurer's Impulse. We don't really want to do the 5-color thing with Navigator's Compass, so we'll get the Impulse. Probably the number of impulses that we're going to play is here. Windgrace Acolyte, I actually think this card is pretty good. It's not something that obviously that we're in the market for playing right now, but in a world where we're able to splash, I would rather have this than a Arbor Armament. We'll take the on-color card in case we need to side in for aggressive decks. We'll take the Hell Giant. Fine with that. On-color. And there's the old Tolarian Scholar. Okay. Pack 2. Weight of Memory is... It's fine. You draw 3 for 5. Not something I'm super interested in. I can't stand Gaia's Protector. I think this card's awful. I think it's just terrible. Then we have the Explorer, which I'm not looking to get multiple of these, really. We have... Okay, no problem. We have Tetsuko Umezawa, which I actually do like this card. We're going in 2 different directions between this and Verdant Force. Verdant Force is good if you can get it down. We don't have any ramp as it stands right now. We do have a couple of ways to find it, which is good, but we don't necessarily have a way to get it. Tetsuko doesn't really provide us with any unblockable creatures at this point, except for our little Saprolings, and of course, Tetsuko itself is unblockable. So, tale of 2 directions. So, our curve is pretty solid right now, as is. So that's not too much of a concern. Although Verdant Force is good, it's not great, and we look like we're going to be more of a mid-range deck than a ramp deck. So I'm going to go with Tetsuko. Okay. There's another Tetsuko. Academy Journey Mage. Blackblade Reforge, which we do have 2 legends to put it on, but I would rather have this Grow from the Ashes. This card is very, very good. I do like kind of getting bigger. Obviously, it's particularly good in Tatiova decks. The question is, do we want to pass up this Blackblade? This card is not very good if you don't have legends. Of course, if we had a couple of these, maybe we just pick this and try to pick up some more legends to make this just a world beater. You know what? I'm going to do that. I think this is more fun. Okay, so we have Academy Drake as the pretty easy pick here. It's in our colors. Rona is the only other thing that we could potentially splash, but we just passed up the Gift of Growth. So we're going to go ahead and get this Academy Drake. Okay. Here we have a Mammoth Spider, which is a very easy pick. This is just a super solid card. I'm always happy to have these at the top of my curve. Here we have another Windgrace Acolyte, which we're further and further away from being able to get into black. Just 2 basically vanilla creatures. And a Wizard's Retort, which is really just cancel, but cancel's not bad. It's better than Broken Bond. It's better than Armament. So we're going to take this retort. And as fun as this looks, I think we're gonna go with the Arcanist here. I don't care for Unwind. I think this card's pretty bad, actually. And I think Opt is bad. I think this is just to do nothing in your deck. Fungal Plot I do like. I actually think this card is very powerful. I think we had a video a little while ago that showed off the power of this. You don't even need that many Saplings in your deck. It's nice if you have them, but it also makes them for you. So we'll happily take the Fungal Plots. I'm also going to take this Primordial Worm. This card is more solid than it looks. I mean, it's just a gigantic creature, but sometimes if you don't have flyers, and I don't really have any other than the Academy Drake, it can be difficult to end the game. I would rather have Befuddle as a trick than Guy's Protector, which I hate. I'm going to take this Befuddle. And I'm still not going to take Op. I'm going to take more creatures. I'll take this as a sideboard card. I don't want this Tolarian Scholar. Oh, there we go with Tolarian Scholar anyway. Okay. Okay, so we are going to move some of these to our sideboard to see what we're really working with here. Oh, it looks like I moved Academy Drake. Get back in there. Get back in there. How about you, Damping Spear? You can go to my sideboard. Third, no. Tolarian Scholar, you go in. Unwind, you can go in. Sentinels in. The Explorers can go in. Okay, so these are all cards I'm happy to play. And here we have virtually nothing for us. In fact, this pack it has an Eviscerate, which we can't splash enough. Has a Juggernaut, which is probably the card we're going to be taking. Quinde is pretty solid. Rite of Bells and Luck is solid. Those are obviously... this one is easier splash. You need to be in black for the right. Deathloom Foul. This is actually a really solid black pack, which we are not in. Maybe we should have been. Maybe we got caught up with the Tetyova, but we're going to pick the Juggernaut either way. Okay, so now we have the Journey Mage versus Blink of an Eye, and I actually like the Journey Mage better. Not by a lot, but I like it better enough. I don't mind having another 5. Our curve is actually very solid. So, I do like Blink of an Eye quite a bit. I like Journey Mage. Oh man, there's an Icy Manipulator. I did not see that. We're going to be taking this Icy Manipulator. I blazed right over this. Yeah, this card is insane. So, this can just take over the game in most games. So, we're going to happily take that. Precognition Field. Well, that is an interesting one. I actually don't think I've ever played with Precognition Field. And I don't think today's going to be the day that we're going to be playing with Precognition Field. Oh, man, this is not a good pack for us. I don't want this Corrosive Ooze. This is essentially just a 2-2. I don't want this Relic Runner. This is just a 2-1. Now, we don't have enough instants and sorceries for this. I don't even want to mess around with it. I suppose we could side this in against a hyper-aggressive deck as a 2-2. Here we have Baloth Gorger versus Blink of an Eye again. Actually, no, we first picked the Blink of an Eye and second picked the Baloth Gorger. Let's look at our curve again. We have 1, 2, 3-ish, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're low on creatures. I do like Blink of an Eye, but I'm going to take the Gorger here. Okay. So Merfolk Trickster is solid. The Bond is not. We only have one. We do have a Wizard to go along with it. We have one. Oh no, we took the Icy Manipulator over. We don't have any Wizards to go with Nabon. But we do have a Blackblade Reforged. So Nabon gets better. It's still just a 2-1. We'd be passing up this Merfolk Trickster, which is actually an exceptional card. So the question is, do we want to try to make our Black Blade better by having more legendary creatures, in which case we take Naban, or do we want to make our deck better overall and take the Trickster? Because this card, I think we're going to take the Trickster, despite us having the Black Blade. I think we're going to take the Trickster. So I'm actually going to take the Nature Spiral here. Wouldn't really want anything else. I don't need more Tolarian Scholars. I will take the 3/3. I don't want this Protector. It's poop. Well, there's the one Arcane Lightning. We don't have enough wizards to make this good, so I'm just going to take this Wizard Retort. And I don't want any of these. I'll just take another Damping Spear. Wow, we got Wield Blink of an Eye. Okay, that was great. Okay, well, I guess we'll take this Precognition Field. Okay, let's move some of these over. Get out of here. Not going to start with this, not going to start with this. Probably won't play both of these Wizard Retorts. Not going to play either of these two. Okay, so let's see what... Well, first we gotta change the picture to Tatyova. Okay, so let's see what we are working with. So we have 13 creatures. Okay. Pretty evenly split as far as casting costs go. So if we cut a card, we need to cut a non-creature, which probably is just going to be one of these cancels. We do have, what, one wizard? Oh, we can cut this Artificer's Assistant. Which brings us down to 12 creatures. A lot of non-creatures. Are there any of these that we want to play, is the question. Do we want to play a Tolarian Scholar for curve? Do we want to play a Homerid for curve? Probably not. We probably just stick with this. We do blaze through a couple of our best cards with Adventurous Impulse, which I'm not super excited about. The Black Blade is just okay. We only have 2 legends to put it on. I mean, it is a gigantic beating. And maybe we do stick with just stick with the cancels in the deck. Maybe we do. That's kind of what I'm thinking, actually. Just stick with the cancels. I actually think I'm going to cut one of these and actually play this Nature Spiral. Just because we have a lot of permanents. We have the Black Blade, we have the Icy Manipulator, and those are 2 of our most powerful cards, so getting them back is really not that bad. We also have Tatyova and any of our creatures, so. Okay, so I think we're gonna stick with this 40 here. Should be one more island, yep. And then everything else is pretty even. Alright, we're gonna give this a try. Okay, game 1 in the Dominaria competitive draft here. This hand is okay. We do have some early interaction. We don't have any green. And we are slightly shy on lands. But I do think I want to keep this just because we can stop a couple of early spells. Alright, start off with an island. Hopefully we can just draw... I mean, if we just draw lands for the rest of the game, we're actually going to be in solid shape. Okay. Missed on that one. We still have literal counterspell up, since we can both tap this and it's a wizard, so it reduces this already. Okay, Urza's Tome is interesting. Okay, well now we have Blink of an Eye up, which I like. And I'll pass the turn. If they play something we don't really want to counter, Sap Herd, that is fine. We can just block these things for a while. Okay, there's more Blink of an Eyes. Alright, we're just going to keep passing. We'll counter and bounce their stuff as needed, and to buy us some time. Draw and then discard unless you exile a historic card, which they have none, so they'll just be discarding. Okay, looks like they're in black and green territory. So to try to draw a land, I'm going to bounce the Tome, especially since they are Looks like they're interested in activating that. Oh, there's Juggernaut. Land, excellent. Okay, well I'm happily going to play this Juggernaut. And they're on just green, so... Next turn, if they try to double block, I'll blink of an eye and get them. And if they play a wall, they'll have nothing. They will not be able to block. It will not work. Okay. Well, we must attack with Juggernaut. Double? Okay. Yep. I'm gonna bounce the token. And we're gonna kick it. And let's get this. We're kind of far off from the Drake, so we'll get the Spider. Okay, if they don't have anything... Alright, so now we can just Juggernaut them and counter their spells until they have had enough. That's a good card, too. This is messed up because it could tap their lands. Now, they don't have any lands to tap. Oh, I should have attacked with this. But if they did, then we would tap them. I assume they're looking for swamps, which they just cannot find. Okay. Well, opponent gets a little mana screwed. That's unfortunate. We'll go to game 2. Better to not show them the Icy Manipulator. Well, they didn't really see anything, so we're just going to roll with this. All right, game 2. We have Icy Manipulator, so we're going to keep this despite not having blue mana. We're on the draw as well. What should... Hey, there's some blue. There's some blue mana. Our opponent has all of the colors of mana as well. This looks like a game where Primordial Worm could just be... We just get this Icy down and just start tapping their blockers. Syncopates was a nice pickup here. Yep, we're going to go ahead and counter this for one. This is going to be good against our blink of an eye. So we'll go ahead and do it since we want to get this Icy down. I'll tap creatures if they have creatures. If they don't, I'll just tap lands during their upkeep. But I imagine he's going to... Oh, no. Not play a creature. So we'll set a stop for the upkeep. And then tap a forest. We'll tap this memorial. So if they want to use it, they can use it. Skip their entire turn. Okay. Sure. No problem. No problemo. We're going to hold this blink of an eye for something that is problematic. I think our worm is going to die, but then we have our combo of legendary creature plus Blackblade Reforged. Great worm noise, by the way. 10 out of 10. Yeah, our worms bite the dust. Okay, I'm going to hold one land in my hand. But we're going to get Tetsuko out. We're going to get the Blackblade out. We're not going to equip the Blackblade. I'm going to bounce Tetsuko if our opponent tries to kill them. And then, of course, at end of turn, I'm going to tap their blocker. Setsuko will not be unblockable when it gets +7/+7. Caligo Skin Witch. That's fine. I'm gonna bounce their 3-drop then. Not kicker. And then I'll just discard this forest. No big deal. And we'll get their creature. And then we're going to come in big time. Let's equip for 3. Even though this takes 7, at some point, our opponent has decided to Vicious Offering. That's fine. We're gonna equip for 7 on our turn then. Whatever it takes. Can't stop it forever. Especially with Icy Manipulator. I mean, they could keep having removal spells. That is realistic. Even though we have the counter spell, we're still going to just suit up. And they can't have Vicious Offering now. They need to have something better. Okay, so they can make some blockers. Blockers are good. Glad they're coming in here. Oh, Ballast Gorger is good. We're not going to play Ballast Gorger. We're going to want to play it for the big cost. So we're going to go ahead and come in. They're going to block with their 1/1, which is fine. We're just going to tap their permanent at end of turn. Actually, I am going to actually upon further inspection, I am going to play the Gorger. Since I can play Retort for blue. Just for curve purposes, and still being able to tap. We'll tap the Deathbloom Thallid at end of turn. Eviscerate. I'm gonna try to race us. I think I would rather keep this around. Yep. I'd rather keep that around and then kill them. Match 2, Dominaria competitive draft. This is not a keeper even on the draw. We're going to mulligan this. And this is a keep. We can get this down early. We can't quite get to this, but we do have a scry and we're on the draw. So we'll keep this and we'll just look for lands. Any lands will do. I would like an island, but I won't be picky. I do like Gorger, but I can better cast them. There's a forest. And I'm just going to get this fungal plots down as soon as I can. I'm going to hold the Black Blade since we don't have any legendary creatures. Venturous Impulse finds a corrosive ooze. Okay, I'm definitely going to hold this Black Blade. Since it will do no good against our ooze friend. Alright, I'm just not even going to play it. Maybe they'll side it out. The beats. The meager beats. Whether our opponent has 2 1/3s and a 2/2. Close to the Mammoth Spider. Our opponent with an ambitious mana base. Jund color. I can't appreciate that though. Okay, I mean we're at 12. We're practically dead. I hope they tap black too. And they have their own fungal plots. Well, that'll be good. Okay, Academy Drake, we're getting close to kicker here. I'd really just like to get an Ancient Animus range where we can kill a couple of their creatures. Although I feel like this Mammoth Spider is not long for this world. One way or the other. That would be why. There it is. Okay, well at least we have fungal plots ourselves. Mouth Gorger. Excellent. And we'll play this for not kicker. 4/4 for 4. Always solid. Brick wall action. I feel like we're in pretty good shape in this game to go long. Our opponent's going to make a 1/1 here. I would like to get this Corrosive Ooze off of the table, which is the first time I think that anyone in the history of Magic has said that. But here we are. We cannot afford to attack because they can just not block and just start beating us in our head. Garnet the Bloodfly, okay. Well, other creatures they control have haste. So, I think we need to hold Wizard's Retort for a removal spell. That would have been bad if I attacked. They would have blocked and then just got creatures back. They can choose an artifact or a creature. So they cannot get Ancient Animus. They can get the Black Blade, which they'll probably do. And we'll just let them know that we have cancel. Okay, so they got the Drake. Well, we can make more fungal plots now. Yes. Let's get rid of the spider. We do have Nature Spiral in our deck. Just something to think about. I don't think there's any removal, so we can just tap low for that can kill this for 4 mana. Okay, let's go to our next turn. Ooh, I will definitely hold Tatyova until we have a land. Specifically. Now I could go try to find a land, but I think I'm going to not. I think I'm actually going to play this Black Blade out. This was a nice draw after our Academy Drake getting graveyarded. We're brickwalling our opponent pretty good. The Corrosive Ooze is a problem, but we can kind of handle this at any point. Land. Primordial Worm. That's pretty solid. I am going to go ahead and cast this. Our opponent has one land in their hand, one card in their hand, so even if they kill one of our creatures, they have to kill essentially the gigantic one. And if we can fade a turn, then we can actually start attacking with a 7/6. Our opponent might just have nothing. Nothing it is. Excellent. And then we have our land for Tatyova. And then the party gets started. Excellent. Let me draw the best card in our deck. Okay. Now we have a 1-turn window where they can kill Tatyova, which we don't want them to do, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Killing Tatyova means they have to deal with the rest of our monsters. I'm glad I have a fungal plots to go along with their fungal plots. That is a good one. That is a good one. This is one I would have wanted to counter, but here we are. They have haste, so they can attack if they want. Don't want to? No surprise. All right. Lands for days. This is what we want. Lands, lands, lands. So we want to hold up the retort. I can give this +8/+8, make it 11, and then attack. I think that's what I want to. No, I don't want to do that because of stupid Corrosive Ooze. I think I'm just going to play the Icy Manipulator. And then just pass the turn. And then we'll start tapping their stuff and then go to town next turn. Okay, pass the turn. Look, it's fair. They have their own uncommon legend face here. One of my least favorite cards. Okay, tap the ooze. Now they have 10 power. We have 8, 11. So I think I'm gonna kill this Garna now. I am. I'm gonna put a +1/+1 counter on my Tayova. Okay. Sap Herd. So I do want to try to hit a land because it makes Tayova one bigger. Okay, well, and then we will hit a land. Make it as inconvenient as possible for them to block. That's solid. That's a solid pickup as well. We're going to equip. It's a big girl. She's not happy. You're going to take 13? Wow. Okay. Okay. All right, just going to take 13. That's fine. I mean, they have some... They have a Wild Onslaught in hand. I mean, that would kill us if it were to resolve. It will not, but in the event, you know, that would be bad. Grow from the Ashes is totally fine. No more creatures in here. Nope, they got them all. All right, we're going to tap the Corrosive Ooze again. Okay, this is not a bad blocker. I'm going to attack with the Primordial Worm. No, I don't. I really don't want this to be able to trade up with the worm. So we're just going to attack with Tayova again. Okay, so our opponent gained a little bit of life. We'll play the Arcanist, and we will play the Sap Herd and pass the turn. We're getting reasonably close to start attacking more aggressively, where we can just leave back our Saprolings and then start attacking with everything else. What does our opponent have here? Like a Daregaz? That would be something. Okay, so they're going to force us to counter this, which we are going to. Use it or lose it. All right. Still have no creatures in here? Nope. Let's tap the Ooze again. Okay. Another land for Tayova. Her favorite. Another one. We are going to go ahead and we're going to play this post main phase. And then I'm gonna tap the Gaze Protector. They can make one Saproling. This is obviously is a more aggressive line, but so if they have Wild Onslaught, they have to. So we just not attack with these and then gain 10, and then they can block 1, 2. Take 7, go to 2, have 3 Saprolings, make 1. Okay. We'll attack with these. If they only block 2, then that's something that they could have. Okay, maybe they do have it. They gain 2 life and draw a card here. Now, they don't know that we're going to gain 10 life. So, hopefully that significantly messes with their plans. Which I imagine that it will. We can now go to 25, so they can't kill us. Yeah. Okay, so I do think they have Wild Onslaught. That's good to know. I don't really see them making that block otherwise if they don't have it. Their Corrosive Ooze is very annoying, but what are you gonna do? I think we're still solid. Okay, game 2, match 2. We're up a game. We're gonna keep this hand. We have early permission and something to find our powerful creatures. I will probably hold this. Haha. They missed. Well, now I won't. Now I'm not going to hold it. Now I'm going to cast it. I was going to wait for them to divest us. Let's get Island, since we already have 2 of each. They know about our counterspells now. So there's that. Ugh, fungal plots. Well, there's no way we could counter that either way. And since they're not going to play into... They're not going to play into Syncopate this turn. We can at least make it very, very inconvenient for them. We essentially just have to fade whatever assorted color Jund... If they cast a Sprouting Thrynax, we're in bad shape. Grow from the Ashes, okay. So they're trying to get out of Syncopate range, but they're still in Wizard's Retort range, which is a spell that they can cast. No attacks. I'd rather just hold up this Syncopate for as long as I can. As long as humanly possible. Alright, we're gonna keep doing that. I mean, I think we win the long game, even if they have this fungal plots with all of our counter magic. We'll pass the turn. I'm going to wait until I can hold up blue for counterspell. Corrosive Ooze is fine. I know this is a pain in our butt last game, but block. We can tap the red. Can they kill this? Probably not worth it. There's Juggernaut. I do like me a Juggernaut. Hold up blue again. If they play another creature that we're not interested in countering, then we will tap it in a turn. But as it stands right now, we're just not. We're just gonna hold up. We're gonna hold up this counter magic and just beat some heads in. Gaze Protector, which we can tap. That is fine. We will win the race. All right, we're going to continue our onslaught with our alpha card. Okay, maybe not this one is from alpha, but you know what I mean. In general. Tempted to wait to play this because I'm almost positive that our opponent has a removal spell. But what I think I'm actually just going to do is play our Crows and Druid without kicker. And then we can begin to attack with both of these. Dark Bargain. That is okay. Our opponent bend a Saproling Migration, which is pretty solid. I assume they're still playing around. We're not going to block. Oh, we do have to block. Okay, we will block in that case. Okay, well, fair enough. Alright, well, in that case, we will continue to kill our opponent. And we're going to attack with this too. Put them to 2. They can make 1 Saproling if they choose to do so right now. They did not, which is an interesting choice. This is after blocks, though. So we're going to go to 2. We're going to play this Academy Drake. Not with kicker. They're at 2. So if they can't find another Saproling and we're not going to let them, then this Academy Drake is going to take it home. Vicious Offering. So we can, for 2, 1, 2, 3, we can just syncopate this for 2, which I think we want to do. And then we just hold up this Wizard's Retort in the left, which is our opponent knows what we have. We don't need to tap any blockers on our opponent's turn. If they try to make Saprolings, we counter it. If they try to kill this, we counter it. Otherwise, I think we're in good shape. That is fine. That has no effect on our ability to kill our opponent here. That does, however. So we are going to counter the Saproling Migration, which just gains them some life. And then we're going to attack over in the air for 2 of the Academy Drake. Math is good. Thanks, Academy Drake. Match 3, Dominaria competitive draft. This one is a stinker. We're going to mulligan. Carefully mulligan. This one is fine. We have the best card in our deck. We have 2 lands and a couple of spells to cast. So we'll keep it. We get to scry. Looking for lands. That goes to the bottom. Play Island out first in case we draw a second one and we are able to somehow get one of our opponent's creatures. Not going to happen, but we'll play this Arcanist. Warcaller's cute. We have a second island here. We are just gonna. Well, I'm not gonna play this Blackblade. We don't have a way to equip it right now. So now, if this was the Naban that we could have drafted, we could curve on into it. Goblin War Chief is fine. Do we want to use this Trickster as a removal spell? Probably not. I don't think they're gonna. They could have some more goblins, but I'll tap this. Okay, so they have no interest. All right, we're gonna play this Icy Manipulator because this is a powerful card. No attacks. We'll do that when you can't block. Is our opponent mono red? Question of the hour. Okay, so we do have some gobos. It's +1/+1 against menace. Yeah, I guess we'll get the War Chief, and then we'll block here with our other creature. Now they could have a Sure Strike or a Fervent Strike. Not Sure Strike. They do. They have something else. They have another one. That would be bad. They do. Okay. All right. That's aggressive. Very aggressive. All right. That was a good pickup. That was a good pickup. We can... So everyone has 2 cards in hand. So they did use a number of resources. We're going to bounce the War Chief back to their hand just to conserve. So they're going to try to draw us a little deeper into our deck. With kicker here. Most expensive creature. And we'll take 2. Juggernaut can block 1 turn before it trades with hopefully 2 creatures. If we're fortunate. Varix Bladewing. Okay, that one could be a problem. That one could absolutely be a problem. At least we can tap it. Which we will, probably for the rest of the game, is tap it with this Icy. That resolves. D2 Lava Runner, that resolves. It has haste. Combat. Yeah, you can we'll tap this one. Okay, interesting. We're gonna block the War Chief. Take 6. That was a nice pickup as well. Well, we have to attack, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And get this Sap Herd onto the battlefield to do some more good blocking. We're gonna keep tapping this Varix Bladewing until the end of time. Icy Manipulator's on permanent Varix Bladewing tapping duty. And it looks like our opponent is just mono red. That's what it is looking like to me. Oh, did I just not tap this? Oh my gosh. That's not good. Well, at this point, I can at least kill it with the Ancient Animus, which I don't want to do. But I think I'm going to. I mean, we made a mistake, but we can't continue to play worse and make more mistakes. This can get menaced later. We'll block that. Okay. We'll pass. Hopefully just take 2 and not blaze through combat. I would love for our opponent to not play a threat. Is this real? They have 2 Varix Bladewings? That's messed up. That's real messed up. See, this was destiny that I was not gonna win this game. Man. 2 Varix Bladewings. And if I didn't kill the other one, they wouldn't be able to play this one. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Alright, we're gonna regroup. Okay, so I think we're going to be able to make some good use out of our sideboard this time. We're going to cut the top end here. We're going to cut this Primordial Worm. We're going to cut this Juggernaut, which does a terrible job at blocking. We're going to cut the Black Blade because I'd rather have more interaction. We're going to cut the Nature Spiral for the same reason. We are going to add this Befuddle, these 2 Tolarian Scholars, and I actually think we're going to add this Corrosive Ooze as a blocker. I would rather trade with their creatures than just outright block them. So this gives us a little more play early in the game. So 2/3s are actually very good. These Tolarian Scholars should be good against their deck. All right. Let's see what we can do. All right, this hand is solid. We have a pretty good curve. Icy Manipulator. We have 2 blockers here. 2 blockers for the price of 1. We'll keep. Okay, we're not dead yet, so that's good. That is an excellent start, if I do say so myself. Our opponent's played a Mountain. We're still at 20. It's a good day. All right. And here comes... No? Wow. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to get this Saphert out and then quickly get this Gorger out. If we can put our opponent on the defensive, then I think we will be in very good shape. And our opponent can kill this, and that's fine. Any removal they have is I mean, they're just using it on the 2/2 for 2, which still leaves behind a 1/1. So I'm not unhappy with that. I'm still going to play this 4/4 Baloth Gorger next turn. That's all you got? No other lands? Oh, you have another land. Okay. G2 Lava Runner? No? No? Okay, well, how about a 4/4? Not kicked. Don't have time for that. Okay. Our opponent's on 4 land. Is it time for a Varix Bladewing? I don't want it to be time for what it's worth. But it might be time. No, just a Keldon Raider? Wow. So they're going to discard something to try to draw Varix Bladewing. Or they did not discard? Well, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Let's get this Icy Manipulator out. They may have sighted in something that can kill this. If they attack with Keldon Raider, I'm not going to block. We know our opponent has at least 2 Fervent Strikes. Okay. So, I'm going to block here and here. And if our opponent double Fervent Strikes here, then that's fine. That gets them down to very few cards in hand. This is an interesting attack, but I mean, this is kind of their deck. Okay, so they're going to double Fervent Strike here. Well, at least I make them use 2. I'm only going to take 4. They're going to trade 2 cards for the Baloth Gorger, and we're gonna suck up some damage. Okay, Wizard Retort, and I believe I'm going to pass the turn. So I think what I'm going to do is tap this, and then I really would like to counter Varix if possible. Though we do have this Mammoth Spider coming up. No, we're going to go ahead and get Tetsuko onto the battlefield as a solid blocker. I think Varix costs 7 to kick. We'll tap our opponent's biggest creature. If they have another Fervent Strike, they do. Really just want to get this Mammoth Spider onto the battlefield. Yeah, I'm not gonna not block. Yep. Ooh, that's good. Flame of Keld's good. That's not one I am super interested in. And they draw 2 cards this turn. Okay. That would have been nice to blink of an eye and blink something back to their hand. Yeah, I believe I am going to... No, I'm just going to go ahead and Mammoth Spider now. If they have Varix. They can't kick Varix this turn, so I would rather be able to have this on the battlefield when I either go to Blink of an Eye or Wizard Retort. If they attack with the Keldon Raider, that smells like another strike. So I'm just going to take the guaranteed Radiant Lightning. That's solid. Okay, so that's how they were going to kill the Mammoth Spider, because we need to have maximum interaction. Jeez, we need to have maximum interaction for their Flamekeld turn. So we're gonna pass. So they're gonna draw 2. Everything's gonna be like quadrupled. Deals that much damage plus 2. Combat. Okay. If you would like to attack, you can do so. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have done it. Keldon Raider. So discard a land. They get a 4/4. Man, I really want to hold this for Varix though, because that's gonna be a problem if they can kick it. No, I think I have to counter it. I don't think I have a choice. Don't think I have a choice. If I can survive to eight lands, fungal plots is not bad. I have 3 creatures, so I can tap, and block on my opponent's turn. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that so I can play this fungal plots and pass the turn. Okay. See if we can survive this second Flame of Keld turn. Is this Varix? Don't tell me it is. Oh, man. Yeah, it resolves. So, I think we're now dead, right? It's a red source, so this we only take 3 from. Okay, well, we can't stop it, so... Okay, take the spider. Combat. Okay, so this is the biggest. We're going to tap here. And we're going to play this. And we're still just dead. We're still just dead. It's not what we want. We want to not be dead. Our opponent figured it out. And that's to attack us until we die. And we take exactly 7. Ugh. 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 No good. Alright, match 4. Dominaria competitive draft. We have a decent hand. It's better on the draw, so we can try to pick up a forest, which we do desperately need, but if we can get 1 forest, we're in great shape. So I am going to keep this. Hello. Thank you, friendly opponent. But there's another land at least. Okay, a blink of an eye to go with all of our islands. Blink of an island. I love the art on this card. It's just great, just eyeballs. Cabal Evangel. Alright. All of the islands. We'll block. If our opponent has a trick, they have it. If I were my opponent, I would attack us here too, just to test. Okay. So, we could bounce their Evangel. I'm not going to. It's an option we have. But, I mean, our opponent is... Okay. Now, like I said, they're stuck on 2 lands with 1 color. A single black mana at their disposal. We'll take 2 for a second. We didn't want to save our Tetsuko that badly. So, for the purpose of trying to find a land, we'll bounce this, gain a little bit of tempo, and there's a forest. Excellent. I am going to go ahead and play this Black Blade, since we cannot cast this for blue, just regular counterspell mana. And since our opponent is on 3 lands, and it does not look like they drew another one, which I am completely fine with. Okay, they did. They have another plains. That is a good one. That is a very powerful creature. So they can... This is not a knight. This is a knight. So they can destroy this or this. Well, we're going to get the Baloth Gorger on the battlefield. We have missed our opportunity to counter Ariel. So 3 mana to make a 2/2 white knight with vigilance. 1 mana to tap X untap knights, destroy a creature with power X or less. So our opponent's not going to be able to do either of those things this turn. I'm going to Adventurous Impulse. See if we can find another land, which we do. So we can hold up the Ancient Animus. What I would rather do is get this Mammoth Spider into play, have Ancient Animus, the Ancient Animus the Ariel next turn with the Mammoth Spider so it lives. Oh no, it's not legendary, so it will not get a bonus. So we'd have to do that with the Balth Corger. Or we can suit up our Saproling, of course. So Ariel can still destroy our Saproling. Can now destroy our Sap Herd and our Saproling, if she so chooses. Part of me wishes we had that Naban as another cheap creature. I really wanted one more, but it was in the same pack as the Merfolk Trickster. I didn't want it that badly. So they're gonna start just going to town on our creatures here. So I think we're just gonna pass for now. I think our Sap Herd's gonna go down to this Ariel. No? Wow, okay. Alright, well, we have our cancel up. And we do have somewhat of a board. Opponent seems like they are maybe scared of this Black Blade. Okay, so tap X Knight. So we're going to tap this Ariel, and is our Mammoth Spider going to go down? Maybe we should have responded here. Either way, let's see what happens. We might just be getting a Knight in response. That could be a thing as well. Yep, we're going to get a Knight in response. Okay. Okay, our opponent has 4 cards in hand. I think we're just going to... Doesn't make it legendary right now. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to fight these two while we can. It's going to eat our Balth Gorger, but that's okay. I'm significantly more confident in winning this game when Ariel is not in play. Unless our opponent plays another one. The old double Varix Bladewing. And that could happen. Could definitely happen. Lose 2 life. Lingering Phantom. Yeah, okay. That's fine. This looks like it would have flying, and that would be a problem, but it does not, so it is not a problem. And you can attack if you want. Have at it. That is what I thought. We'll tap the big one. Oops. Solid pickup here. The Fungal Plots. So we have 8 mana. I really want to be able to equip this and hold up the retort at the same time, which means that we're a couple of mana off. We're just going to grind our opponent out this game. Just grind him into a fine powder. Okay, our opponent does not know our hand. That we have this wizard retort. We are going to stop. We will stop this gigantic thing from attacking. It can fight through our Mammoth Spider, which I'm not super interested in having happen. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Feral Abomination. Feral Abomination, you say? That is going to draw a counterspell. I want to keep these sizable creatures to a minimum. To the best of my ability. This I can't. That had to resolve. We'll get Balth Gorger out. Just in case we draw Nature's Spiral, we can get our legend back. Start going to town that way. Hey, look at that. Just like we drew it up. Just like we drew it up. First thing I'm going to do before that is suit up one of our Saprolings and see if this will work. See if our opponent starts blocking here. It's a big sapperling. It's a 9/9. So they can't take it forever. They block with this Cabal Evangel. Yep. Okay. If we can make them lose a creature every turn, then that will probably be good enough. At this point, I am going to hold this Nature Spiral in case they beat up our one of our two other creatures here, because these are both better at this point in the game than Tetsuko. Okay, we're going to tap Lingering Phantom again. No interest in that. Attacking, trading, going to the graveyard, any of that sort of thing. You can't attack. Okay. Decline. All right, are we fading? Are we getting to fade the turn where we can just untap with all the mana? No? Okay. So the question here is, do we want to draw a card? We sacrifice one of our other creatures. I think the answer is yes. It's good. It's biting the dust anyway. We're a pretty solid life total. Okay, we picked up a small creature, which was good. A land would be good too. That way we can go this equip. Dubbing the Knight. Hey, that's a good one. Everyone has one card in their hand? I want to hold this for a land. So I want to make something big enough to block this. So I think it's going to be the Sap Herd. So this can block everything else. And so our opponent can attack us here. No attacks this turn. Not this turn. Next turn, most likely. I just want to be able to untap with the Black Blitz. So I can play some other blockers. Maybe draw a land for a Tetyova. Still going to tap this Lingering Phantom, even though the Cabal Paladin is bigger. An attack with Cabal Paladin would likely mean a Vicious Offering. That's good. That's a good one. Okay, here's our land. So now we're going to need to find our Academy Drake, which is the sole flyer in our deck. And this Drudge Sentinel is going to be bothersome. Bothersome at minimum. So we're going to hold this Nature Spiral until we see this Academy Drake, because I believe that is the way that we're going to win. I would like Tetyova to make it another turn. That's fine. Combat. I'm just going to let our opponent attack here, if they want to do that. They don't. Okay, we're going to tap this Sentinel. Okay. Lands are good. Lands are good. Okay, we're just going to keep going in with just the Sap Herd. We can make a Saproling. One Saproling. And assuming our opponent cannot defeat... Okay, interesting block. I guess it's not a knight. Not sure if that is particularly relevant. Since we have a ton of free mana, I'm going to move this over to Tetyova here. Oh no, that was awful. God. Okay, well. Alright. Okay, not smart. But we'll have 2 creatures next turn because we're gonna eat those out of our graveyard. Oh man. Was definitely blocked by a larger creature than it. State-based effects still are a thing, as it turns out. Okay, so there's Ariel again, and Feral Abomination. Whew, okay. It's going to be a slog then. It's going to be a big-time slog. So, I can attempt to find the other Wizard's Retort, which I actually think that I need to do. So, I'm going to exile this. Exile this other. Sacrifice 2 Saprolings. Gain some life. And not find it. Okay. Good to know. You can attack. Have at it. What do I not want you blocking with? I'll let you block with this because that would just die. I don't want you blocking with this because that can come back. Okay. Onward. Okay, Blink of an Eye is not bad. It stops this for 1 more turn. We know our opponent has this gigantic Death Touch creature, so that's not super great. If our opponent tries to like a billion creature block it, we could largely inconvenience them, but they don't. As it turns out, they're not fools. Do we want them to untap here? I think the answer is no. So we're going to bounce this back. Because they at this point will definitely start eating our smaller creatures. And we cannot kick this, which I think we do want to do due to this Cabal Paladin. Because we're going to have to start tap this Feral Abomination here in a second. So we'll pass the turn. Could have tapped here, which would have been preferable. Then we could kick our Baloth. But then we wouldn't be able to tap with Icy, so I guess it's kind of a wash. Really want to get this Academy Drake, though. Tell you that much. You can attack. I'll trap old Drudge Sentinel again. This is a grind. Don't want to have to play against this card 2 times, but here we are. Come on, Academy Drake. Alright. Okay, okay. Now the issue is, they can just, at this point, they can just get our Academy Drake. I know they only have 3 knights, so during upkeep, I can tap. Yeah, okay, so I can Academy Drake. So first I'm going to attack with Tatyova. Just Tatyova. Our opponent's going to take 15. Okay, opponent's going to take 12. Okay, got it. They're going to take 9 because they're going to gain 3 life. Okay, so Knight, 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 Spirit. Okay, so if we kick Academy Drake, they're not going to be able to kill it. And we might actually be able to come up with victory next turn, which would be really something. And I think we play the Gorger here also. And then during their upkeep, we're going to tap here. make them make a decision. Which I would assume is kill our Mammoth Spider. It makes the most sense to me. They can't get our Drake. Okay, so they're just going to make a 2/2, which is good. That taps the most mana and it has the least impact on the board. So if they don't come up with a removal spell, and they did not, all right. Oh man. Okay. That was a slog. Do we want anything for this opponent? The answer is probably no. Make sure there's not anything we specifically don't want. This Juggernaut's not great. They have a lot of 3-power-ish creatures, so they can block fairly well. The question is there anything we want more? I think that is unlikely. We really just need to counter their Ariel. Alternatively, have them not draw it would be good. So we'll stick with that plan. We fought through it that time. Okay, game 2 in match 4. Dominaria competitive draft. This hand is solid. Pretty much has got everything that we want. Our opponent's on the mulligan on the play, so I'm not sad about that. I think our opponent might have maybe inappropriately used their legendary creature in the last game. We are going to hold this in case our opponent is interested in divesting. We should have played the island, though. Not that big of a deal. Okay. So this does have menace, but I will take the opportunity to tap it, make it lose all abilities, and block it at some point in the game if it looks like that's what needs to happen. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Academy Drake on turn 3. Get in the air beats. Okay. Unfortunately, not with kicker. We'll get in our 1 damage. So our opponent is interested in racing us here. And looks like we are going to be interested in racing our opponent. Okay, so I think I want to impulse, try to hit a land, preferably an island. Then we can play the Crozen Druid. Ooh. Well, I still would rather have this. Curving out is pretty important, especially when we're racing. Our opponent looks like they just have a bunch of lands. Okay. So they're going to hit us for 3 to 7. We will play this Mammoth Spider. If we draw another land, we can have Gorger plus Retort or Trickster. Okay, excellent. So I think we're going to play this Gorger here. No kicker. We're going to let our opponent attack. We are of course going to attack with our flying creature. And after that, we're going to let our opponent attack. And we might be able to alpha strike them on the next turn by having a surprise tapper. Okay. So I'm going to block here, I think. So we can tap this. Even if they don't, they can block this and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's our biggest creature. So I can afford to Actually, no, I'm not gonna block. I'll just, if they try to kill us, we'll just counter whatever it is, because we have a wizard. Qual Paladin? Okay, so we're gonna counter here. This is even better. And we're just gonna Ancient Animus with our 4/4 to their 3/3. And then we're just going to attack them for what appears to be lethal. Match X out. All right, we're back with match 5. Dominaria, competitive constructed. And while we have Tatyova and a low curve, we really have to hit a green here. And I am slightly concerned that's going to be the case. So I'm actually going to mulligan this because I'm not interested in having this in my opening hand, so we're kind of on 6 anyway. This hand is, it's better enough with a scry for us to keep. Even though it kind of looks worse, but we do have a scry, so we will take that, get that island on top. Play said island. A lot of fungal plots today. People plotting. People plotting all over the place. I'm plotting myself, so I can't blame them. They got the premium plot deck, though, with swamps and forests. Oh, yeah. The premium plot. Would have been nice last turn. Would have been nice last turn. We'll play the Gorger. Okay. They have a 3/2. We'll make it difficult for us to attack. I would like to get this Icy Manipulator out. Icy Manipulator, the official Thinktwice preview card for Dominaria on this channel, where the world saw it first, other than when they leaked it. But you can get to see the art. Okay, so what are we saying here? We're saying that we maybe have a fungal infection to trade. So if that's the case, then I want to block this Sap Herd. Grow from the ashes? Yeah. Seemed like it might have been a fungal infection. Okay, and I'm of course going to wait to play this Tatyova with another land. And we're going to get this Arcanist on the battlefield. And start attacking with our 4/4. Yeah, they can make a Saproling. That is no problem. You want to block? Nope. Okay, that's what I thought. So during our opponent's upkeep, I'm going to tap the planes that they specifically went to go get. And I'm going to keep doing that until they give me a good reason not to. Specifically, if I draw a land next turn, I can play Tatyova, land, gain a life, draw a card, still have the ability to tap their planes. Adventurous Impulse. Let's see if they get a plains or a white card, which would further incentivize me to do so. Okay, so there's another plains. Okay. See, that is a good reason. That is a good reason. Other creatures and planeswalkers. Okay. Well, so be it. Guess they can attack with this 3/2. No, they chose not to. Okay. Okay, so I am ultimately interested in blocking, but since I can do this now and they have minimal access to black, I'm going to get this down and just, I'll tap this Shalai for a turn or two. What I really want to do is allow them to attack with Shalai, cast Merfolk Trickster, make it lose flying, block with the Baloth Gorger. Next turn, if they don't play another swamp or a black card, I'll tap their swamp during their upkeep. Oh boy. Alright, well that's an interesting one. So here's a potentially fun play. I wish that was another island. It'd have been really good if it was another island. No, I can't. I don't think I can do it, unfortunately. Okay, no attacks. Okay, so I'm gonna do so during their upkeep. I'm gonna tap their swamp with a forest. Let them attack with Shalai. Okay, this goes into 6, so I can go 1, 2, 3. Let them attack with Shalai. Tap their Shalai, make it lose all abilities. Block it with Battle Scourger. Then if they try to switch Power Toughness here, I can just bounce it. Board the Weatherlight, no problem. Board away. Board away. Slimefoot. Yeah, I like our opponent's deck. I'll give him that. Another. They're so impulsive for adventure and the Weatherlight. Look at this. Look at all of these legends. I like this. Okay, here we go. Attacks. Okay. So, let's see if this works. Trickster. Block. I would like to block here. I would like to go to damage. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, keep drawing lands. We're definitely going to counter Slimefoot, by the way, in case there was any concern that we might not do that. We're not going to attack here. We are going to try to trick our opponent again by allowing them to attack with... that's fine. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I will just... Oh, that's cute. So I wanted them to just cast Slimefoot this turn. But it doesn't look like they are interested in doing such things. Okay. So, in that case... Tap their Evra. Their Evra. We'll keep on rolling. We now have an unblockable creature. It's only a matter of time before we get our Blackblade. Won't be unblockable, but we can put it on a Tetsuko. So this tapped us one of our so we won't be able to retort and do this with kicker, but that is okay. We don't necessarily need to. We still don't want to attack here. Well, they'll just trade with the one of these creatures. So we'll probably start attacking for 1 with our Tetsuko, maybe our Arcanist. Broken Bond. That's pretty good. I would like to keep that. I would like to keep this bond strong. Nice and strong. Hopefully we can catch this Slimefoot. Okay, so our opponent has 3 mana, so we have to do it for 4. Okay. No. Our opponent can tap this. So we can do it for 5. X equals 5, which they can just pay for. Slimefoot will resolve. Unfortunately. We may be bouncing Slimefoot. Let's tap here. What I really want them to do is... I actually should not have done that. Because I want them to attack with this Evra switch and then allow me to bounce it back. Okay, more lands. More lands is good. Okay, another counterspell right on time. Right on time. Okay. Let's see. Nope, they're going to draw, gain 2. We're going to lose 2. That's going to be really annoying. And I think we're going to bounce a little slime time here. Because this isn't something we're going to be able to beat over the long game. We need to prevent it from happening with our Wizard Retort. Primordial Worm. Okay, that's just another big creature. I'm not as worried. We'll tap their lifelinker. Don't want any shenanigans happening. This is just a shenanigan-y card. Juggernaut, which is not exactly helping us in this scenario. Juggernaut would help us if it had 1 toughness. Then Juggernaut would be very good in this scenario. As it stands, not so much. We'll attack with our 2 unblockable creatures. I really do want our opponent to get aggressive. And now I have a reason, now I have a good reason to tap this not Evra, since Primordial Worm is bigger. So that's what I'll do. Come on. Come on, there we go. No blocks. Let me switch that power and toughness. Come on. Let me switch that power and toughness. Resolves. Wild Onslaught. So that's going to leave them with... Oh, wow. I think we... Okay, so... In response, I'm going to Ancient Animus. Ding these. And then that's going to resolve. And then I'm going to blink of an eye Evra with Kicker. Yes. And then we're going to tap our opponent's last blocker and get him. Okay. Let's see. I don't think... I wish we had a 2-power flyer. I don't want this 1-power flyer. I wish we had a 2-power flyer. I don't want any of the rest of these. Really, is there anything I want to take out? And Juggernaut seems pretty poor. Is that worse than an Explorer? Or a Befuddle? Befuddle didn't seem particularly good. They seem like they're going very wide. Alright. We're going to stick with what we got. Alright, game 2 in match 5, Dominaria competitive draft. This is a very reactive hand, and this Nature Spiral does not do anything for the majority of the game, so this is a mulligan. We're going to be a little more proactive. This is not quite as proactive as I want. We do have a Scry, an Adventurous Impulse, and an Island to be able to cast close to 2 things, so I actually am going to keep this. I will keep this Forest. I will happily do that. And that way we can actually play Forest Adventurous Impulse to try to look for a 3rd land. We already have Tatyova, so we're not going to skip over her. And we'll go ahead and take that 3rd land. Blink of an Eye and Sap Herd on the bottom. There's Fungal Plots. Right on time for our opponent. Maybe we can just get them on turn 5. Just curve on into this Black Blade on Tetsuko. Is it, we have a Sap Herd? No, Grow from the Ashes? Okay. I actually am just going to play this Black Blade. I'm just going to make them... I'm going to make them just block for until the end of time. July, that's fine. We'll play this. We need more islands. Okay. Let's go. You want to battle? We can battle. Our opponent seems to be a pretty removal light deck, so there's a pretty good chance I just play this Tatyova on the next turn. Now I'm not. Now I'm not at all. Now I'm just going to keep attacking them. Damage. So I can tap. I can use Trickster to tap Shalai. Yeah, our opponent probably thinks that they're safe. They're not safe. Yeah, that's going to resolve. It's going to resolve. We're going to do a similar thing as last game. You having fun yet? The answer is no, they are not. They are not having fun, but we are. Dominaria competitive draft, match 6, the last one. Our hand is actually pretty solid. I would love a blue, obviously, but we have a nice curve with the mana to cast it, so we are for sure going to keep this. Okay, there's the Black Blade as well. We will most likely play that on turn 2. I am going to try to find an island here, and we do. Putting Nature Spiral on and Ancient Animals on the bottom. One of those I'm not too concerned about. Okay, blue-red. Okay, looks like our opponent could be getting aggressive. I will go ahead and play this Black Blade out. We're not going to use it for a second, but for curve purposes. Okay, yes, our opponent is certainly getting aggressive. Fortunately, we have a reasonable hand to fight some aggression with some early blockers. We have a 2-2 to block their 3-2. We're going to play a 4-4 next turn. And then have Blink of an Eye. And then maybe Tatyova into Black Blade. If everything goes according to plan. Just one blocker. If they have the Fervent Strike that beat us last time, which they do. We'll take one. I would much rather them do that on that size creature than this one. Fungal Plots is a great pickup too. So if they trade, we can at least make up some ground. Shivan Fire Kick, that's a good one. That's a very good one. No blocks yet. We'll take 6, go to 10. Okay, so next turn we will have Tatyova. Opponent has 1 card in hand. We'll play the Fungal Plots and pass the turn. We're going to attempt to block this Gitu Journey Mage and just trade with both of our... Nope. Okay. In that case, we're just going to take 3. We will not block. No blockers. Yes. And we will get the Gorger gone. In the event we get that Nature Spiral back somehow. Okay. Start to gain some of our life back. And hopefully our opponent has not much. And we can get Tatyova ourselves back into the game. We will just block here. And we'll trade if our opponent wants us to. If they have a trick, then we'll gain some life. Damage. Happy to do it. Syncopate's a pretty good pickup, actually. We are... I think I want to play this Juggernaut. Juggernaut is a solid blocker for a turn. And then we can hold up the Fungal Plots. No attack with Tatyova in the turn. So this way we have non-kick Blink of an Eye, we have Syncopate for 2, and Fungal Plots getting a creature. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and do so. If they want to kill Tatyova now, they can. Missed opportunity. Excellent. That's a very good pickup. And we're just going to attack with Juggernaut here. Yeah. I think we're going to Blink of an Eye the Tolarian Scholar back to their hand. So, just because I would like to keep as many of my creatures around as possible. Drew another land, which is excellent. Return that to their hand. Okay. So if they try to kick it on the way down, we can actually just very easily handle it. Because of that, we're not going to play Tetsuko. I'd rather just hold up this Syncopate for 3. Okay, so Chronicler kicked. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Oh well. All right. Exiled that. Now we can actually get very, very aggressive. Yeah, Tatyova is going to pick up this Black Blade and start swinging. Okay. So, Juggernaut not good, again. And Primordial Worm not going to be good. We're going to side very similarly to how we sided against Mono Red. It looks like they are a little trickier. Nature Spiral still too slow. Black Blade, on the other hand, this I am going to hold on to. We're going to put the Befuddle in. 1 Tolarian Scholar. And it seemed like they had a couple of 2 toughness. They only played 3 creatures, though. One of them had 3 toughness, the other ones had... Or 2 of them had 3 toughness, one of them had 2. Probably worth it just to bring in the Corrosive Ooze anyway. For curve considerations. Alright, this is a great hand. We have Fungal Plots on 2. Sap Herd on 3. Crows and Druid maybe on 4. Spider on 5. Fungal Plots is a good one. We'll play Island in case we draw a Merfolk Trickster and we can trick our opponent. So we did a lot of tricking last time. I don't know how much tricking is left to be had. Okay, so we can play our Sappherd. Counterspell, perhaps? Syncopate, perhaps? No. Okay, good. Skittering Surveyor, which means they won't be able to profitably attack. And indeed they will not. So, well, this is a good curve. So now we can just go Gorger on 4. No attacks. Mammoth Spider on 5. And then we're most of the way there to Crows and Druid. Collateral Sphinx is good, but the Mammoth Spider is going to take care of it. 1 top on 1 bottom. So we could attack with the Gorger, and they don't have a great block. I imagine they just take 4. Yeah. And Spider comes out. Journey Mage bouncing the Spider, presumably. Yep. Then they can attack for 3. Wow, right on time. Okay, well, we're not going to replay the Spider, but we will play this Tatyova. Oh, Wizard Retort. Brutal. Okay, so if we attack with the Gorger, they do have good blocks now. They can block with the Chronicler and the Journey Mage, so we will not attack. Raider, let's see if they discard an island. It's good for them. Okay, we'll go to 13. Blink of an Eye is a good pickup, as usual. Should have tapped a little too aggressively on the forests there. But either way, we have our Blink of an Eye held up. Not the way that we wanted it to, but and leaves the Cinder Wind. Okay. G2 Lava Runner. Okay. They're going nice and wide. Okay, so we can kick our Crozen Druid, which I think we want to do. We mainly just want to do it to get another body in play, but going to 23 is not a bad thing either. So this is where this is a good example game of why we kept the Blackblade in still. And we're just going to play all of our lands. So, because in the event that we get the Blackblade, I want to be able to start attacking with it immediately. This is kind of going to be our stall breaker is the Blackblade. Would have liked to have had more attacks with Tatyova. Okay, let's see if they have a burn spell. Shivan Fire. We can't outblock, unfortunately. They'll just keep attacking us until we do. Yep. Shivan Fire. The ability will resolve. We are going to kick our Blink of an Eye, return Mammoth Spider. Excellent. Good pickup. We're still not going to get rid of Tatyova in case we do draw Nature's Spiral. And of course, the time where we do not tap specifically, our deck decides to hate us. I think is the only way to look at that. Okay. Fortunately, not punished. We'll play another island. And continue to pass. This Mammoth Spider is doing work. But that's a good one. Memorial to Genius. That's a slow divination, but a slow divination is a good divination right now. Okay, Wizard's Retort is very good. Very good pickup. I think we're going to see them drawing a couple of cards at the end of our turn. No attacks. Okay, 19 cards. They have 19. They're going to go to 17 and 16 on their turn. Didn't have enough Tatyova this game to get deep enough into our deck. I think... Do we have the Nature Spiral on the bottom? No, we don't know where it is. So it's somewhere in there. I think if I were my opponent here, I would continue to attack with the Sphinx. Even though we know we don't have anything. You know, and now we know, I mean, our opponent doesn't have anything if they're not attacking, but this kind of lets us have to continue guessing whether or not Tolarian Scholar will not be effective this game. I can tell you that. I mean, it basically says, hey, I might have something. Because the one turn that they attacked with it, they had the Shiv and Fire, which I telegraphed pretty easily. Made them use their removal spell. Had something to save it, which drew me a card. And I think I ended up coming out on the positive on the exchange. Okay, so I'm going to block again. And I imagine that we're kind of going to do the same song and dance here, where they're gonna try to burn the spider. I'm going to counter it this time. I would rather save Blink of an Eye, since this is my last one, for a later portion of the game. Journey Mage, sure. I would say the ground is appropriately gummed up. I could remove the Tatyova, which I still don't want to do. It just gets me one card deeper in the deck, which is exactly what drawing Nature Spiral would do. Because I'd play Tatyova, play the Forest. But I think our opponent looks like they've gone back to electing to not attack with the Cloud Raider Sphinx. Okay. So we know we have another counterspell, which presumably our opponent does not know. So we're just going to try to make some good blocks here, and then not block with the Saproling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's our blocks. Okay, so they're gonna bounce, or they're gonna do this with their wizards, which, I mean, I think we're gonna end up trading in a lot of cases, except for here. I'm not gonna counter it. Go to damage. It's fine. They did hit us for a handful, but now we have some creatures that we can get out of here. And we got their Adlees. This is not with kicker? No, then that's fine. It is with kicker. Okay, well that was confusing. Okay, they're getting back Wizard's Retort. So we're essentially going to have to Wizard's Retort their Wizard's Retort. Okay, and we're going to keep Tatyova in there. And we'll just go to our turn. There is the Trickster. We still want to maintain blockers. So, even though that last turn looked bad, it wasn't ultimately as bad as it looked. Just because I would have liked to have countered this Gitu Chronicler. Ultimately, it was unclear if it was kicked. Maybe I didn't look for the read or whatever it was supposed to do. This looks dangerous though. I don't know what this is. Is it an X spell? Oh, that's terrifying. That is terrifying. All to us, eh? Maybe our opponent will counter this Trickster. No? Okay, it's worth a shot. So they're getting rid of 5. So it's very hard to tell. So presumably 5, 1, and 4. Okay. Well, we're going to sacrifice 2 Saprolings. This one and this one. Draw a card. And we're going to try to bounce Mammoth Spider back to our hand. If our opponent counters it... Okay, they did not. Okay, that resolves. We take 4. Okay. Combat. Attacks. Okay, so we could Ancient Animus. I think it is time to get rid of Tetyova. And then go to blockers. So we basically need to suck up as much damage as we can, which is going to be essentially all of it. And then we're going to be able to make two more Saprolings at the end of our turn. And then we draw the card that gets Tetyova back out. Of course, Natural Spiral. So that's going to be our next draw step. Right on time. Academy Drake is good. Okay, Wizard Retort. Alright. Wizard Retort, your Wizard Retort. And then this fellow. And then we're going to pass the turn. 12 cards left in our deck. If our opponent attacks with the Sphinx again and we go to damage. Another Lees. Okay. Well, we got rid of a lot of their wizards. We can also essentially kill Lees at any point. Hey, there's the Black Blade. Alright. New plan. Whatever, we're just going to throw it out here. New plan. Saproling fight time. No, no. Well, that's not what we wanted at all. Okay. Well, in this case... we'll play the Drake. We're going to attempt to fight here. It worked. Okay. All right, we're in the driver's seat. Even though our Black Blade bit the dust. Okay. Damage. Okay. All right. We're slowly doing it. Don't have any creatures in here. So we have an extra 2 life to mess with. Chronicler, that's good. I imagine they're going to get back a retort. No, probably Shiv and Fire. Oh, fight with fire. Oh, kill us. Yeah, no, that's good. That's probably pretty good. They should attack here then. Just to get us low enough. No? Okay. Alright, let's see what we can dig up with this Impulse. Island, excellent. That's exactly what I was hoping for. We'll put this Icy Manipulator on top. Damage. Okay. Well, they are at 8, but they do have a gigantic fight with fire, which I believe they're going to go ahead and cast. And then we're not going to be in good shape. I would say we'd be even in bad shape. All going right at our head. Okay, well, we can't resolve it. So, we had to attack our 2 Saprolings. Unfortunately, we did not have a creature in the graveyard. We block here, and we're going to take 6. Brutal. Brutal. Alright, it's going the distance all the way to game 3. I was pretty happy with our sideboarding, even though the... where are you? The Tolarian Scholar ended up being poop. I'd rather have a big creature on the play. Oh, we took out Nature's Spiral. Okay. Hey, that's a good reason to not try to play to it. But, you know, here we are. I actually am tempted to put in Unwind as like as just a negate for their negate and their fight with fire. I think I'm going to do that. I think I would rather have that than Befuddle. Especially since we're on the play. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. All right. Okay, this is not the hand I was looking for in the last game of the draft. So we're going to mulligan this. This is also not the hand that I'm looking for, but I'm going to keep it. God, that's rough. I think this card is powerful enough that we just need to keep it. And just have to draw lands in spite of keeping this on top. Because if it's on the bottom, it's on the bottom. We're not going to see it again. Alright, we're drawing all of our big stuff. We might just be... Okay. Our opponent is clocking us. Alright, we absolutely had to have that. I would have loved to have had an island to syncopate and then play this Ballast Gorger. Would have been very nice, but we'll work with what we got, I suppose. Okay, 2 Shivan Fires, I assume, and then hit us for 4. Okay. Okay, they're getting aggressive. I'll give them that. Alright, Ice Manipulator, that is a good one. That is a good one. Would like to have an island now. Island, please. Pretty please, island. 2 on top, okay. No, that's good. That's good. I really wanted them to describe both on the top. So, fortunately, that is exactly what happened. Alright, well this can turn into a Saproling at least. I'd rather get attacked for 2 than 3. Though, this is going to be a difficult game for us to win. Oh no, they have a Narhumea also? I think we're toast, unfortunately. We came so far. We are going to tap the Adlees, which represents the most damage if there's an instant or sorcery. I guess an instant involved during combat. We are going to block here. Actually, we're not going to block. If we draw a Yavimaya Sap Herd, or alternatively, we lose the game appropriately. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. I know a slightly disappointing end to the draft. We were so very close. So very close to that 6 wins. We didn't get it. Maybe next time. We did get to play Dominaria draft while it's still here. I imagine this might be going away when Guild of Ravnica comes out. Though that looks like that's going to be a lot of fun too. Those are always pretty fun draft formats. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure to check out where you probably saw this, but it's youtube.com/ThinkTwiceMTG. And if you want to listen to the Think Twice podcast, you can search Think Twice on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, and Stitcher. And of course, if you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/ThinkTwiceMTG. Thank you guys very much for watching today. This was a little bit of a long one, but I have fun. I love playing limited, so hopefully we'll have more of an opportunity to do this on this channel. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a good night. See you next time.